Hi guys, and welcome to another MotorBeam video. Things have become really expensive these days, where phones cost more than rupees 1 lakh and premium hatchbacks cost more than rupees 10 lakhs, and premium commuters like these, they cost more than rupees 1.15 lakhs. But people are still buying them, so we are going to be comparing both of these popular models to tell you which is the better 150cc premium commuter motorcycle. But before I get going, make sure to hit that like button, click on that bell icon, and also give this video a big thumbs up. Starting with the answer to the very first question, there's no denying the fact that the Suzuki Gixxer is the better looking motorcycle here. It has sportier elements. Now it gets a split seat setup which was there in the Yamaha FZ version 2, but Yamaha has gone for a single piece seat on the FZ version 3. Although this motorcycle gets a belly pan, the Gixxer actually misses out on one. Taking inspiration from the FZ25, yes, the FZ version 3 does look a little bit bulkier now. But that said, it still doesn't have the chiseled look of the Gixxer. Again, it's the Suzuki Gixxer which has the better console. Agreed, both of them use an all-digital console, and the one on the FZ version 3 has definitely improved from before. However, the one on the Gixxer is not only clearer to read, it also has a lot more information on offer, including a clock as well as a gear position indicator. You do get a clock on the FZ, however, you have to toggle through to actually see it. The FZ version 3 has great performance in the mid-range. While riding in the city, it might not feel as punchy as the Gixxer in the low end, but it doesn't feel jerky at all, which makes it more apt for city riding. The Gixxer has the advantage when you talk about on-paper figures. Not only does it have more displacement, it also has more power, more torque, and definitely is the faster motorcycle here. Not only that, it feels punchier in the lower end and obviously has a better top-end tube when compared to the Yamaha FZ version 3. Although Suzuki has worked on the gearbox of the Gixxer, it still isn't a match to the one on the FZ. Not only does Yamaha offer a lighter clutch, but also a smoother shifting gearbox. The FZ version 3 is just more refined than the Suzuki Gixxer. Not only does it have lesser harshness and vibration when compared to the Gixxer, it just feels smoother. Meanwhile, the Gixxer has slight vibrations which creep in. And coming to the next question, both these motorcycles have a bassy exhaust note, but the one on the FZ is slightly bassier. Meanwhile, the Gixxer is louder and definitely sounds better, especially in the top end where it's more eager to rev as well. Both these motorcycles are quite frugal. They are fuel injected, but the FZ is slightly more fuel efficient than the Gixxer, returning a couple of kilometers per liter more fuel efficiency. The Yamaha FZ version 3 has very commuter ergonomics. Meanwhile, the Gixxer is slightly sportier. And although there's not much to differentiate between the seat heights of both these motorcycles, it's the Gixxer which feels slightly more accommodating for taller riders. The FZ, being more commuter oriented, also has the better pillion seat here. It also has the better grab rail. Meanwhile, the Gixxer split seat isn't that accommodating and the grab rails are not that functional either. When the FZ was launched more than a decade back, it was an absolute revelation as far as handling goes. But Suzuki has one-upped Yamaha in this regard because the Gixxer just has the better handling. It has better feedback and the overall center of gravity on that motorcycle is just better. It feels natural through the corners and you don't really have to put much effort to go through a corner at a fast pace. The Yamaha FZ version 3 has a lighter handlebar when compared to the Suzuki Gixxer. Not only that, this motorcycle actually weighs lesser than the Gixxer, making it a lighter motorcycle to pilot. However, that said, the handlebar is actually wider than that on the Gixxer. Well, this is not the question I would like to answer because both these motorcycles use the exact same tires. Not only that, the size is also the same. The FZ just has the better ride quality here. It has a softer suspension which gives it more compliance over bad roads. That said, the Gixxer, which also had a slightly softer suspension in its previous iterations, had a problem of scraping its underbelly over bad roads. But now Suzuki has actually stiffened the suspension to address that problem, and that stiffness robs away the comfort over bad roads. The Suzuki Gixxer just has the better brakes here. Both these motorcycles get dual discs, one at the front, one at the rear. Both of them get ABS. Unfortunately, it is the cost-cutting kind with single channel that only works on the front wheel. That said, the feedback on the Gixxer is just better than that on the Yamaha FZ version 3. Both these motorcycles miss out on LEDs for the indicators. However, the headlight does use LEDs, but the one on the FZ is not that strong. Meanwhile, the Gixxer's is better than the one on the Yamaha. The shape of the mirrors on both these motorcycles isn't that great. However, the Yamaha has a slightly wider handlebar, making the mirrors wider as well, giving a slightly better view of what's behind when compared to the Gixxer. The build quality on the FZ is much better than that on the Gixxer. Yes, it has some plasticky feel, but the FZ has been put together very well, and fit finish is definitely very nice on the FZ version 3. But there is one slight issue with the build quality of this FZ, because when you try to open the fuel lid, it actually comes in your hand. There is no hinge like in the case of the Gixxer. Now it's quite easy to decide a winner here. If you are the kind who's looking for a commuter motorcycle, definitely it is the Yamaha which will please you. However, if you are a youngster who wants something sportier and faster, of course, it is the Gixxer which you should pick. But mind you, there is a price difference of Rs 5,000 between both these motorcycles, with the Yamaha being the more value for money pick here. To sum it, I would say that the FZ is the more practical motorcycle, but the Gixxer is definitely the more fun motorcycle.